Get that tech fall. Give Carolina some bonus points. UNC by 8. We move along to 197. Robert Platt, the redshirt freshman for North Carolina. Steven Burrell, the redshirt sophomore for Virginia, who took down a ranked opponent last week in Patrick Brophy of NC State, 11-8.
So this is really, after getting that bonus point, or excuse me, 2 bonus points at 184 for UNC, very little room for error in these final 4. And Burrell, a guy, a ton of experience in the starting lineup for the Cavaliers. This is kind of like at 174, really a must-win for UVA.
Put up or shut up time for the Hoos. Such a confidence builder for Burrell, by the way. Lost both matches in the Southern Scuffle. He medically forfeited final match against Wolfgang Frabel of Army and had that bounce back against Brophy a week ago at Reynolds.
What a name, Wolfgang Frabel. That sounds like I was gonna say someone from like the 1800s with like some good old like English literature. Like almost sounds like a Shakespeare type name.
Sure, I'm with you.
So like I mentioned, you know, Burrell, a guy who's been in the lineup for the Cavaliers, you know, through the duration of his career and got a good win last week at NC State. Looking to continue to build on that and stay undefeated in ACC action. You know, you rack up a couple wins, put yourself in a really good position to get good seeding heading into the ACC championships. Hopefully earn yourself an automatic qualifier bid for the, you know, for the NCAA championships. And Coach Garland's somebody who, you know, in this UVA staff, you might overlook in October, or excuse me, November and December, but when it comes time for March, these guys really are ready to compete. They typically compete well at the ACC championships, and when they get guys to the national tournament, they usually do a great job of having them ready, you know, for every match and ready to fight. Like I mentioned earlier, 174 national qualifier, and in the blood round was Nick Hamilton after, you know, falling short in the ACC championships a couple weeks before.
Takedown for Platt, then North Carolina's coaching staff screaming for a stall.
Yeah, and I could see why they were not pleased with that. Right, Burrell kind of reaching towards the edge and trying to get out of bounds. But he does get himself a fresh start with 45 seconds to go. Up to his feet quick. And a great job of following the hips and staying on top. Does Platt. Platt, another guy from California for the Tar Heels.
Brawley within the Imperial Valley.
I could spell that one.
Yeah, I'm sure you could. Don't take a rocket scientist for that.
Well, if I was a rocket scientist, I probably would have got into UVA or UNC. But UVA staff not happy with that lift and return. Not 100% sure what they're challenging there.
Brick has been thrown here by Steve Garland. Let the action continue, and now as the period comes to a close, referee picks up the brick in communication with Coach Garland here.
So, reading lips is not a skill of mine, so I'm curious as to what Coach Garland was challenging on that lift and return. Maybe they saw locking hands, or did they believe that he had an arm trapped? So you see, as soon as he lifts, and oh, that's what it is, right? So if you see that right side, when Platt lifts, he has that right arm trapped, but he does a really good job. Watch as he lifts, his right hand releases, boom. Yeah, so I don't think that they're going to get it here because Platt's awareness really high level there. As he lifts, he has that right arm trapped. If you were to keep it trapped and return it to the mat, you put your opponent in an indefensible position, and that would be an illegal slam. But I'm not seeing that.
There is no illegal slam or unnecessary roughness. Virginia loses its challenge.
Thank you to our official for giving us the explanation there.
So Virginia cannot use a challenge the rest of this duel as it's unsuccessful from Coach Garland.
And just great awareness by Platt there. He kind of knew what was going on, right? I think he knew that if he kept that arm trapped, that it was going to be an illegal slam, but able to unlock. And Platt putting together a tough ride here, some good mat returns. A couple of those, right, you start to question whether or not you want to get back to your feet again. And might see a stall. Yeah, I could have seen a stall call on Platt there, as, you know, they were on their feet for 10 or so seconds and then pushes him towards the out-of-bounds line. And you see Coach Paulson say, I need to take a walk. I'm getting frustrated here.
Chill pill, maybe. Bottom position here for Burrell.
Now rolls into this crab ride position.
So much riding time as well for Platt as you see it approach 2 minutes here with just about a minute to go in our second period. Burrell on the board with the escape.
And if I'm Burrell here, I really want to start to push the action. Right, it's going to be very difficult to get that riding time. Oh, wow, a good go behind by Platt. And back on top where he's been pretty dominant so far.
Two-time California State champ is Platt. Another escape for Burrell.
So now 6-2 and approaching bonus point territory again are the Tar Heels with a third takedown of the bout for Platt on just another simple go behind. So, like I mentioned earlier, those mat returns paying dividends. You could tell Platt's fresh and Burrell is, you know, just kind of looking at the mat like, I don't want to get up.
7-point advantage for Platt going into the third. Got Miami covered before, during, and after the College Football Playoff National Championship game Monday against the Hoosiers. It all starts with Inside Access at 5 Eastern. The ACC Huddle pregame show at 6. And then during the game, we'll have a field pass presentation with the crew on the sidelines, providing commentary and reactions. After the game, we'll have a complete breakdown with coach and player interviews. Canes would like to get Mark Fletcher a lot of rushing yards in that game. Take Indiana's offense off the field.
I'm excited for that, and you know, going to be a great game. And wow, another takedown for Platt makes it 13-2. And could we be approaching another tech fall?
In our last bout, Jake Daly got the tech fall against Dylan Newsome. our first non-decision of the night.
And I know we didn't have a halftime here with a 10-minute intermission, but, you know, it kind of seems like once we turn that page on the first 5, the Tar Heels really came out firing, didn't have a ton of offense aside from the 157 bout. And another shot. Gonna give him another tech fall, so 9 points in the first 5 bouts and 10 points in the next 2.
Robert Platt slamming his foot on the gas. And it's back-to-back tech falls for North Carolina. And firm command on this duel here in Charlottesville.
You see Coach Ben Darmstadt there really fired up about his upper weights.
So North Carolina showing its prowess on the mat. Daly and Platt with back-to-back. North Carolina leads by big cushion here in Charlotte.